It's a double whammy for the Narendra Modi government on the macroeconomic front. Consumer inflation raised its ugly head once again, even as industrial output took a beating. In July, the consumer price index touched 7.96%, mainly due to a spike in vegetable prices, which more than doubled last month. The bigger worry for the government is a slow growth in factory output in June, which slumped to 3.4% from a healthy 5% that we saw in May.
The spike in inflation has diminished the hopes of an interest rate cut by the RBI. While keeping the interest rates unchanged, RBI Governor Rajan last week said he's keeping a very close eye on June inflation numbers. He also said his midterm target for inflation is 6%. The IIP inflation twin blow and its repercussions for the broader Indian economy is our top story on Business Tonight.
Less than 100 days after being sworn in, Narendra Modi's A-team has reasons to worry. Industrial growth has been positive, but it has dipped over last month, and inflation continues to give sleepless nights. June factory output is at slower than expected pace of 3.4% versus 5% in May. The weakness in June IIP can be attributed to the disappointing growth in manufacturing and the dampening consumer confidence. Manufacturing sector, which constitutes 75% of the index, grew by just 1.8% in June versus 4.8% in May. And the consumption sector faltered, with consumer durables and consumer goods contracting. But experts believe the domestic recovery will become broad-based once the pace of reforms pick up.
I would say definitely disappointed. We need to get the project clearances and manufacturing back up.
But it is inflation that is causing the big concern, with July consumer price inflation dangerously close to 8% versus 7.4% in June. Food inflation rose to about a 9.5% versus 8.05% in June, while vegetable prices inflation soared to 16.88% versus 8.73% in June, driven by a weak monsoon.
I would be sort of looking at the core inflation for this reading at least, simply because we all knew that there was a sort of a seasonal bulge in the vegetable prices, and we were anyways expecting food prices to go higher.
Experts insist that a rise in inflation is a big concern, given the fact that Governor Rajan will not relent unless prices fall, especially retail prices that are way beyond his 8% target for January next year. Ruchi Bhatia, ET Now, New Delhi.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.